What's up with y'all, man? I'm glad y'all here, man. I told y'all I was gonna do the jersey giveaway for the first 100 subscribers. Well, now we up to 430, so why not? Let's get everybody involved. Hey, I want y'all to drop a fire emoji in the hashtag RiSSky POWERHOUSE. I want y'all to drop it on Twitter, Instagram, but I specifically want you to do it under the video, so you can enter the raffle. I want to get everybody involved. I want to get the community going. I want to do some things for my subscribers. So, I'm giving away an NBA jersey, past or present, of your choice. Just let me know. And, that's how we doing it. So without further ado, let's get to the video. I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for supporting me, man. Yo, what's good? It's the RiSSky Powerhouse Pod. We back again, number 4. And man, boy, the reception has been great, man. Thank y'all again. In the last video, I stated how humble I was, how appreciative I was, how thankful I was of the the helping hand that you guys have extended to me, sharing the videos, commenting on the videos, sharing the Twitter pages, and, making a push for me on social media, on all social media platforms. All of that love is appreciative. I ask that you guys keep it up. You're doing a big part in how, I'm being successful. And I thank y'all. Y'all the day ones. I remember y'all, I'm still in communication with a lot of y'all. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna forget y'all, and I really do appreciate it, man. I really do. I really do. The page right now, when you look at it, we in day number 9. This is Monday morning, 3:36 a.m. 3:36 a.m. Monday morning, and we are at 430 subscribers. Let's get it. Let's get it. 430 subscribers in 9 days. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all. I don't think y'all really understand, just how much, social media push. Some people enjoy seeing other people be successful, and, they just want to be a helping hand in that. And all of those people who think that way, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much. We had 13,000 views on the last video, 11 on the first, the first 11 on the second. The first video, it made a little climb. We got up to 8.9K, and that's major. You know what I mean? For the first week, basically. We in the future, I want you guys to look forward to collabs, interviews, bringing some guests on the show. We're trying to get active, build the network, So if you guys watching right now, you guys have a show, drop that comment down below. Let me know what your show is. If you guys are doing anything, events, whatever, drop all those things in the comments and we can get active. That's what the RiSSky Powerhouse is all about. It's all about activity. It's all about communication. It's all about networking. It's all about, helping the next man, help the next man. We lifting up people, we're inspiring people. We want everybody to go after what they want to do in whatever particular field it is. Right now we're in 2021. Content is heavily driven at this point. So I advise all of you guys, whatever you're passionate about, whatever you like doing, start creating content. Express yourself however you desire to express yourself, But yeah, man, let's get into the slate. This weekend has been an action-packed weekend. I haven't seen you guys since what? Was it Thursday? Oh, was it Thursday or Friday? I don't know, man. Hey, man, I haven't seen you guys since last week, man. It's Monday. It's a new week. We going. It was an action-packed weekend. The Lakers had a couple of games. The Brooklyn Nets had a couple of games. We seen Memphis get a win. The young fellas are still balling out, trying to uphold the level of winning that they had when Ja Morant was there. And, that's just good to see, from the young teams. Like I mentioned in the last video when I spoke on the Charlotte Hornets, my boy James Bouknight had another big game. He had 24 points off the bench for Charlotte on Friday. My boy, I spoke on him. I think this is a sign. I think James Bouknight is my guy now. Is that my guy? I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, so why not go with a Charlotte guy, a hometown guy? I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, if you don't know. Matter of fact, usually I have my hat on. I decided to go with hat off, but if you notice my hats that I've been wearing, made in Norfolk, it's a brand that somebody from Norfolk created, I didn't even have a relationship with the guy before the brand. I didn't know who he was, but when I seen the brand, I support things like this. Like I said, the RiSSky Powerhouse, in the RiSSky Powerhouse, we appreciate, people who would take a lane or take a particular route and express themselves in that way, man. I advise all of you guys to do the same. Like I said, but back to the action. Yeah, man, the young players getting some nice rhythms going, some good rhythm going. You know, if we go back to let's go back to yesterday. Golden State and Philly. Now, everybody was expecting Steph Curry to come out here and drop a bunch of threes and, you know, dance around and, you know, get the record. But, you know, Ray Allen still holds that record right now with the 3-pointers, and Steph, you know, he got held to a bad game. You know, as much as we love Steph and, you know, we like to uplift him when he's on fire and when he's scorching, you know, Steph, he just didn't play as well as he could have. You know, 6 for 20 from the field, 3 for 14 from 3, only 18 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. You know, Steph is capable of a lot more than that, and I expect a lot more from him. I expect next game to be pretty good for him. You know, Philly came out on a mission. You know, Joel Embiid had 11 free throw attempts, which lets me know he was aggressive in the lane. You know, he didn't have any offensive rebounds, which is pretty disappointing. But Andre Drummond had 3 to make up that as the backup, 9 rebounds off the bench in 15 minutes. So, you know, that's what them guys there to do, play as a team. Another team that I liked over the course of the past weekend, man, was the Cleveland Cavaliers. They got 2 wins in the back-to-back. You know, Darius Garland, as I mentioned in my last video, if you haven't watched it, go check it out. Evan Mobley, you know, Lowry Marketing, Jared Allen, you know, Okoro, Kevin Love, Jetty Osman, Dean Wade, Ricky Rubio. It's just amazing to see a team have 4 to 5 power forwards, centers, like power forward center players, and have success within doing that. You know, they have an undersized point guard in Darius Garland. He's about 6 feet, 6'1" at best. And obviously they have to fill gaps in the lane. You know, drafting Evan Mobley was a match made in heaven for them because, you know, they had the opportunity to draft a player who is defensively sound, a player who appreciates playing defense, a player who thrives on defense, and a player, you know, who actually have the ability to affect the NBA floor on an all defensive level. I really feel like Evan Mobley is making a push for all defensive selection. And I don't think he's the defensive player of the year or nothing like that, but our defensive team would be major in his rookie season. You know, there's only a few guys who've probably done that. I don't know the list of guys who've done that, but, you know, I'm sure, you know, the list is slim of guys who made an all-NBA selection in their rookie seasons. It'd been some big games this weekend as well. Big games this weekend. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 41 points. 17 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Come on. And they beat Houston. You know, I know Houston is a, you know, trash team, but hey, it's a win. And it's a dominant win. Jokic versus San Antonio. You know, he's out there with players that we barely even heard of, you know, players that who haven't been in the rotation all season. You know, probably not a lot of chemistry there outside of practice. Jokic go out there and gets 35 points, 17 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks on 15 for 24 from the field versus San Antonio. Come on, like Jokic is really making a case for back-to-back MVP, and if he does that, you know, that'll put him in a rarefied era. You know, like I said about the all-defensive selection as a rookie. You know, the back-to-back MVP club is an exclusive club, you know, and Jokic have an opportunity to put himself in that. You know, I don't see the Denver Nuggets winning a ton of games, but if he can find a way, you know, dig deep and get to a 3 seed, maybe 4 seed, and, you know, he's leading the league in PER and leading the league in win shares and box plus minus and value over replacement. You know, he have all of the analytics on his side because of how he impacts the floor in terms of passing, you know, minimal turnovers, high rebounds, while also having high scoring volume and efficiency. You know, so it's crazy how Nikola Jokic just dominates the floor skill-wise, you know what I mean? Jump shots, hooks, you know, up and unders, fadeaways, over the left shoulder, over the right shoulder, offensive rebound, fake the pass, bounce pass, you know, he have everything, man, basically. You know, yesterday I watched the game from beginning to end. You know, I seen James Harden out there without Kevin Durant earlier this weekend. And, you know, I turned the game off, but I watched this Detroit versus Nets game from start to finish early Sunday before I went into work. And, man, it was art. It was art. Kevin Durant, man. You know, the Detroit Pistons gave him a good little fight in the first half. You know, they tried to hold on in the third. Man, Kevin Durant just outlasted them single handedly. Kevin Durant dropped 51 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. Now, he was 17 for 30 while doing it, which is highly efficient. He was the sole Brooklyn Nets offense. Man, that boy Kevin Durant, man, he was the sole Brooklyn Nets offense. Let me tell you how Kevin Durant, he goes out here. The Brooklyn Nets score 116 points. 116 points. Kevin Durant had 51 points on 16 for 31. Now, the team took 87 shots as a whole. Kevin Durant took 31 of those 87 shots. Excuse me. Can you imagine how efficient you got to be to drive an offense? He went 14 for 15 from the free throw line, also had 9 assists. He had 5 turnovers, but when you that efficient, 5 for 10 from 3, and you have a steal and 2 blocks, 5 turnovers don't affect you as much because of the efficiency that you have all over the floor. You know, I'm proud of Cade Cunningham. He showed up to play, 9 for 18 from the field. You know, rookie, 5 for 8 from 3, 3 for 5 from the free throw, 26 points, 8 rebounds and 6 assists. Yeah, man, he showed up to play. He knew it was a big matchup just because of the fact that it's Kevin Durant and all of those things that shake up to it. But all in all, the young buck just wasn't ready to. He wasn't ready to really put it down how he should have put it down. You know what I mean? And that's okay because Kevin Durant is an all-world, all-generation, all-time great player. You know what I mean? So, Cade, you'll get another chance, bro. You'll get another chance. Hey, let's switch gears over, man. I talked about Giannis 41 points on Friday. He backed that up again today versus the New York Knicks. He had 20 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists, a steal, and a block with only 3 turnovers. Now, he was 7 for 16 from the field, but you know, Giannis is usually more so on the efficient end. No matter where he is, no matter how he plays, you know, whatever he's usually over 50%. So, do I expect this trend to keep up? No. However, they got the win, and Giannis had a triple double. LeBron, you know, old man Bron. Back at it again. LeBron, man, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. He had 3 blocks and 6 turnovers. You know, 6 turnovers. That's not the best. But you know, he had 30 points on 12 for 20 from the field, and 3 for 7 from 3, and 3 for 4 from the free throw. 11 rebounds and 10 assists. You know, that's impressive. You know, I'm not even gonna mention the age because I still expect LeBron to play at a first-team All-NBA level, and he's doing that. You know, he's averaging nearly 30 points over the course of the last 7 games. And you know, he's been aggressive. It's looking like he's going to lead the Lakers in scoring this season. And, you know, the Lakers' overall record right now is 15-13. They could be better if they would have won those 2 games versus Oklahoma City. You know, obviously 17-11 would look a lot better. However, when LeBron plays, they're 9-5. So, you know, if LeBron stays healthy, you know, stays in the lineup, you know, they build more camaraderie, they build more chemistry, they build more cohesiveness. LeBron basically hold that ball more. That's all that means. You know, better things going to happen than when Russell Westbrook is dictating the flow of the offense. You know, I trust LeBron more so than I trust Russell Westbrook. That's just the basic everything of how I view the NBA right now. Yeah, so now that we get a better update of everything, you know, it's looking more shaped out now. The conferences are starting to round into shape now that we're around the 30-game mark. The Brooklyn Nets still hold the number 1 seed at 19-8 in the East. The Milwaukee Bucks is right behind them. You know, the Milwaukee Bucks is 8-2 right now in their last 10 games. They're on a 2-game win streak. You know, ever since they got ever since they got Chris, Drew, and Giannis in the lineup, I think they're 13-1. You know, or 12-1, excuse me. You know, that's letting you know that basically if they were healthy all year, you know, they would be competing for that 1 seed. And they're still competing for the 1 seed, 1.5 games out, considering that these guys are, you know, they started off pretty much in the bottom tier of the East for the first 10 to 15 games. You know, they took the second 15 games or so, And they've really turned the tables. The Chicago Bulls been struck with COVID, with DeMar DeRozan and excess of other players being in and out of their rotations over the course of the last week and a half. So they're falling right now. They're 17-10. Do I expect them to get back? Yes. When those guys get back, I hope they find a way to get back going. Caruso's back in the lineup now, so let's hope the Chicago Bulls keep it going. I'm proud of the Chicago Bulls. I hope the Chicago Bulls can really have a top 4 seed in the playoffs. Really get some experience. We'll have another team that have ability to get a top player or possibly make them push like the Atlanta Hawks did last year. All right, so we got the Miami Heat. They're falling just because of the simple fact of Bam and Butler being out. However, man, Kyle Lowry is the vet, with Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero coming off the bench still. They're starting Dwayne Dedman and a couple of other guys. They're showing some fight. They got a couple of wins, and I trust that they can at least hold the fort until those guys get back. Kyle Lowry, man, can't say enough about how well he's done. He had a 26-point game. He had a 13-assist game, and he's also had a 14-assist game in the last 5 games. So, Kyle Lowry, man, he's really doing his thing out there. Shouts out to the Miami Heat, man. They're 3-2 in the last 5. So, they're hovering around 500. This next win or loss determines, where they'll be 3-3 or whether they'll be 3-3 or 4-2. So, let's see what the Miami Heat can do. That's what I like about the NBA. You never know what you're going to get. Anything can shake up at any moment. Injury, COVID now, that's a factor. Coach decisions and rotations and rhythm and all of those things matter, So let's see which group can be the most cohesive throughout the course of the season, like the Phoenix Suns were last season. And right now we see Devin Booker out. The Phoenix Suns have taken over the number 1 seed in the West with that loss to the Golden State Warriors over the Philadelphia 76ers. Golden State lost that game and Phoenix took over, So shouts out to Phoenix, 21-4, going under the radar. No Devin Booker, still being successful. Chris Paul stepping up his game. No DeAndre Ayton. JaVale McGee had a big game the other day. So shouts out to them. The Lakers getting it going. They're 15-13. They're in the 6th seed now, so they're climbing. Let's see where they can go with LeBron in the lineup. AD been out for the last 2 games, so let's see where he's at. Hopefully it's not an injury. I hope he's just resting. Because if it's an injury, we know how that can linger with Anthony Davis, and then that'll turn the tide of the whole season. It'll be LeBron and Russ and trying to figure that out for the rest of the season. Dallas Mavericks, Denver Nuggets, both of those teams are 500 right now at 13-13. That's the 7 and the 8 seed in the Western Conference. The Minnesota Timberwolves and Sacramento Kings are a decent amount of games behind the 7 and the 8. So I expect those teams to fight for play-in with the Portland Trailblazers and the San Antonio Spurs. But that top of the conference with Phoenix, Golden State, Utah, Memphis, I'm proud of Memphis because Memphis is really holding on. And I know another team that's flying under the radar. Nobody's speaking on them, but the Los Angeles Clippers, shouts out to them. Paul George, shouts out to you, my man. Reggie Jackson, shouts out to you, my man. I watched you hit the game winner the other night live. That was a big shot. It was a tie game, and the game was on, and you could have won in the overtime, but you took that shot on the right wing with confidence, man. Proud of you, dog. That boy Paul George doing all he can, points, rebounds, assists, efficiency, just being that leader, getting back to, just keeping his head down, stay humble, don't speak too much on it, just keep it pushing, and that's the mentality that's going to get you where you need to be. You feel me? So, hey, man, yeah, man, that's a little bit on the East, that's a little bit on the West. I'm not going to, I was going to start my parade on the Knicks, but I'm not going to do it because they still have a chance. They're 12-15 right now. If they can get into play in the next couple of weeks, man. But I just don't understand why the Knicks are the Knicks. There's no better way to say it other than that. Like, why are the Knicks the Knicks? Like, they put the ball in Julius Randle's hand last year. They brought in some talent this year. We expect them, to fight for a playoff spot. And right now they're looking like they're fighting for a lottery spot. You know what I mean? There are about 5 guaranteed lottery teams in the league. There's only 30 teams, so there's 25 others. Come on, man. Come on, New York. Y'all can't battle for the top 15 rather than fight for the bottom 10. Come on, pick it up. I want to see New York do good. I was proud of New York last year. Atlanta. Come on, Atlanta showing that they can at least be in the 9 seed at 500, at least fight for the 8 seed. Come on, New York, y'all sitting in the 12 seed right now. 12 and 15, y'all lower than the Toronto Raptors, led by Fred VanVleet and OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam. Come on. And Pascal been out for over half of the season. He just got back. So I'm not poo-pooing Pascal Siakam. I know how good of a player he is. But he haven't been there. That's my point. Come on. I expect more out of the New York Knicks for sure. So yeah, man, we got these dudes battling for MVP. Thinking about, doing a mid-season awards, just because I couldn't get my preseason picks out before the season started. So look forward to that in future videos. Like I said, drop comments of your favorite NBA teams. Shouts out to the Knicks. Shouts out to the Miami Heat, the Chicago Bulls, the Golden State Warriors, the Phoenix Suns, the Los Angeles Lakers, Los Angeles Clippers, San Antonio Spurs, Houston Rockets. Whatever your team is, drop them in the comments, man. I want to show love to every team. You know what I mean? If I ever come down on your team, it ain't personal, man. Hey, my hands up. I'm clean. But you know what the truth is. I'm here to deliver the truth. And whatever that is, that's what I'm here for, man. So don't hold me, man, if that's the case. But yeah, like I said, man, drop comments on your favorite NBA teams. Drop comments of any debates you want to have. Drop comments of any future video ideas that you guys have. Keep the activity going. Hit me up on my Twitter. Boom. I'm going to drop that. Hit me up on my Instagram. Boom. You know it. Hit me up on everything. Just let me know. Keep that basketball talk going. It's so fun, having the NBA season going. There's games every day, activity every day, movement, injury, updates. Boom, boom, boom. It's just boom, boom, boom. It's like you wake up, and it's like bang, bang. It's going to be there. Everything is right there. You feel me, man? But no, I'm joking with y'all, man. But nah, let me get out of here because I'm just talking now at this point. So if you liked the video, if you made it this far, man, I appreciate you, man. I love you guys. Like the video, drop comments, share the video, please, please. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. This is the RiSSky Powerhouse. My name Kendall Bishop. We're in Raleigh, North Carolina, kicking it. You know how we do it. We out. See you guys will see me later.